Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Καλησπέρα σας. Καλώς ορίσατε στην εκπομπή μας Faces, Πρόσωπα. I have to turn to English straight away because I have two gentlemen here.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. No need to say sorry. Me, I have to say sorry. I have to say thank you to my sponsor.
Of course.
Yes, thank you to Mr. Melisouris and his family and Anastasia Lodge and North Combat Gardens. Thank you for the support and all this kind of thing. And then I like to welcome you to our studio.
Sure.
How you find it? Is it good?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful atmosphere
Yes.
with beautiful people.
Oh,
Very
sure.
beautiful people.
For sure.
Greeks from Greece and Cyprus.
Wonderful.
Yes. And I'm talking about Greece and Cyprus because you dealing with Greek matters at the moment. I mean, you are going to produce a play which is about the Greek theme and all this kind of thing. But before that, you already told me you're cousins.
Yes.
But I want to know more about you.
Sure.
You are the oldest?
Yes, I would hope to be, for George's sake, that I look the older of the two of us, but yes. I'm 10 years his senior, in fact.
10 years?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't look it. No. So, you born in London, yes?
Yes, born in northwest London.
Okay, tell me about your love for theater. Because, this is what it's all about. You have this love of theater since you were young, boy, or later on, or...
Very much so. That's a big topic, I suppose. I was brought up in a family where we went to theatre, and I was lucky enough to go and see lots of theatre. And my father was an English teacher and directed plays at school, and he had a great love of Shakespeare. And so these were sort of my origins. There are stories about going to see plays and then coming back and reenacting them. And my father likes to talk about me and being obsessed with Ariel and the Tempest and shouting, "You are three men of sin," very loudly. Having seen
so actually, your father was teaching and directing plays in school, yes?
Yes, in school.
Okay.
So I grew up around a lot of theatre and saw lots of theatre, and then I was lucky to go to schools where we did lots of plays. And
exactly.
So I think I always had it available. So I don't have a kind of a distinctive moment, but then I think when I first did certain parts as an actor, that's where that kind of a hobby became a passion. And that sort of late teenage years of suddenly realizing that this was a thing that I wanted to do.
You want to do, yes. Okay. And then you decided to go to drama school and study and all this kind of thing? And,
yes. So I then went to apply for drama school, having finished school, and went to Mount View for 3 years, and then became a professional actor. That's how I started.
Since when?
That's 2009.
And you did quite a few professional, jobs already. You want to mention a few?
I'd love to talk about myself.
Yes, please. Well, this is all about. We like to know more about you, and our audience are, most of them they're Cypriots and they're curious.
Of course.
Cypriots, you are curious. You want to know who is this guy?
Curious.
What did he do? And all this kind of thing.
No, so having finished drama school, I was lucky to work in the UK and internationally as an actor, mostly in classical theatre. So Shakespeare's my biggest passion, but then I was very lucky to work with Theatre Lab Company. And Theatre Lab Company is run by Anastasia Revi, who I know is a friend of the channel. And Anastasia, I did a sequence of Greek tragedies with her. So I got to do Antigone, the Oresteia, and Medea. Apologies for my English pronunciation there.
But, I have to apologize for my English pronunciation.
That's all right, but hopefully I'll get this right of Sophocles, Aeschylus, and Euripides.
Everybody's, yes.
I did. So that was an amazing sort of introduction into Greek theatre from Greeks, and she works with a very international company, so not just Greek actors, but other European actors. I know,
yeah.
And that was amazing. The highlight of that would have to be performing in Cyprus at the amphitheatres in Nicosia with the production of Antigone was just an amazing thing to do.
Anastasia, she's a very good, director, and she has a passion for what she's doing. You know what I mean?
Completely, and she was the person who took my love of classical theatre and then gave me a kind of introduction into.
Yes, I worked with her a long time ago. We did Lysistrati.
Ah, lovely.
Lysistrati. Yes.
She did the production of that a few years ago. My wife was in that production.
Yeah, that's good.
In London.
Beautiful.
So so that's and then I've journeyed more into directing in the last sort of essentially over the last 10 years of my career. I spent more time directing than I have acting. Not that I don't act anymore. I still like to act.
You do still act,
when
yes.
people are willing to employ me.
Okay.
But no. Actually, from working with Anastasia is sort of also part of my journey into really being a director.
Okay. I want to go to George for a little bit of biography and then talk about the play. Okay, tell me about yourself. I mean, yes, you are cousins, you are 10 years younger, and I suppose when you start growing up, you're watching him play. And you become jealous, and
for sure, no,
or how not to do it.
No. I think and as you mentioned, I think there was always a thing because we look fairly similar. There was always that in our family. There was Toby, and then there was younger Toby. It was me, which were very lovely. And so I think for me getting into theatre again, my dad studied English at university, and theatre was always something.
So it's actually from the family. You get from family.
Yeah, I think for both of us, theatre was something that was part of family life and something that was available, and our families were close growing up. So got some of Toby's dad's, Chris, passion for Shakespeare as well, and all of that. And I remember when I was about 13, for the first time, I did something at school in a drama class, and someone said to me that was quite good. The teacher said it was quite good, and I went, oh, maybe this is something I can do. Yeah. And then went to a local youth drama club called Gobstoppers, and fell in love with it.
And then you start writing, okay?
So I started writing. It was so I went to drama school, graduated in 2022. I still enjoy acting, but I found the life of an actor more difficult, I think, because it's a lot of time. You spend a lot of time waiting for people to let you do the thing you want to do,
and spending a lot of time auditioning and all this kind of thing.
Exactly.
That's right.
And I thought writing was something that I'd always been curious about, and to see if I could do it. And obviously, all you need is a pen and paper or a laptop. You can just do it yourself. I gave it a go, and that led to Impulse.
So, I mean, you base your story on the Heracles Menomenos.
Yes. So, as Toby knows, the first 5 drafts, the working title was Heracles, but changed that mainly because I think if you call a play that, they're expecting an adaptation of Euripides.
So if we watch your play, are you going to be familiar with Heracles? Or
I think if you know the story of Heracles, you will see the relationship. Because the original inspiration for the play was I'd always loved Greek mythology and those amazing stories, as a child and growing up, and I was reintroduced to them by listening to the Stephen Fry audiobooks that he's recently done a series of books retelling those stories. And he made the connection in his book Heroes between Heracles and the story of a Canadian wrestler called Chris Benoit, who had this particular brain condition called CTE, which is a big part of the play. And that led him to have severe personality change, and he ended up tragically killing his wife and children and then himself. And I thought that was a really interesting idea, and I agreed that almost a modern way of understanding that classical tragedy as opposed to a madness visited on you by a god.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have our gods are the science and the physicality of our biology.
Uh-huh.
And how do we understand the play how do we understand it from that perspective? I think also the other thing that really struck me, or when I was revisiting the Heracles story, is he does these things that to us seem awful and horrible and almost indefensible.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, over the course of telling his story, we still love him and forgive him.
Yeah.
And he still becomes a god despite these things he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess for me, and what I hope the play does, is part of it is ask, what can we forgive each other for? And what are we allowed to forgive people for?
Yeah. That's the message.
Yeah, I think that's part of it for me.
Yeah.
Part of it for me.
So how it comes, I mean, the relationship with, Anastasia and, I mean, is it co-production or?
Yeah, so it's a co-production between Theatre Lab and POH Productions, which is my company, that was set up in 2020 to do an audio production of Peter Pan to raise money for Great Ormond Street Hospital. And that was, we were lucky to get some very famous people to come and voice some of the parts for us.
Did you, I mean, you already cast it and you start rehearsing? And,
Yeah, so we're in rehearsals now for Impulse, because we're we're the 4th, 5th and 6th of August, so we're not very far away.
Oh.
We're in rehearsals, and we've got a very sort of intensive week next week of rehearsals to end the build up to the production. But yes, everything has begun.
You directing it?
I am directing it.
Any of you taking part as well, or?
No, so George is ostracised out of the room as the writer, and no, the company is Annabelle Brown, Charlie Cameron, and Lawrence Ubong Williams are the 3 actors.
3 actors, yeah. And there were auditions for that, or you auditioned many people?
No, in this production, they're all. I'm lucky to have worked with all of them before, so I selected them. Yeah,
selected them. Yeah. That's all right. So, and you start in the 4th, you say?
4th of August.
August, and for how many goes?
So it's 3 performances, 4th, 5th and 6th, at 7 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Cockpit Theater, which is near Marylebone Station.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
They can go, is near Marylebone Station.
Under 5-minute walk. It's very close.
Yeah, I've been there before, I think, yes, I know. So yes, I'm looking forward to see the play. Actually, yes, definitely.
Fantastic.
Yes. So how can anyone get in touch with the production team and get their tickets?
So tickets are available on the Camden Fringe website. So if you search Camden Fringe, you'll be able to find an Impulse. You'll be able to find us there, or on the Cockpit's website, you'll find us directly there. Or if you want to find us on Instagram or Facebook, you can find us on Impulse the Play. If you search Impulse the Play. And that will have links to the tickets there as well.
Yeah. Okay, that's very good, very interesting. So what are the plans for the future? I mean, you're going to work together and carry on, producing your own play and directing it? And, I mean, you're going to carry on working together? Or?
Yeah, well, if George wants me to direct after this one, we'll see what happens. But
I'm sure, yeah. I think our hope is that.
By the way, is this your first play? Or?
It's the first full-length play I've written, yeah.
It's the first play, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about your future plans.
So hopefully this is not the end for Impulse. The hope is that it might get picked up for a slightly longer run, maybe next year, depending on who comes and sees it. Beyond that, I am starting to work on 1 or 2 other things. I'm working on a short play for Ink Festival, which Toby worked at this year. About they have a bus that they set plays on, so I'm thinking about how do you get a 15-minute play out of 2 people on a bus, and working on another full-length thing for down the line as well.
Have you done any television? Any of you? I mean,
no, you won't know me from any television, I'm afraid. It's mainly theatre is my.
and you
The same for me.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So, you have any plans to take it to Greece and Cyprus?
I would love to take it to Greece and Cyprus. I mean, Greece, Cyprus, anywhere that'll have us, really. I think there's the structure of the play. It's interesting. I think of the play as very much it's a modern story, but it's a classic tragedy. All of the ingredients of Apollo versus Dionysus played out in one person are there. So I think that that what people will get by coming to see the show is very much that sense of a classic tragedy. But it's just the modern telling of it, and instead of the chorus scene, chorus structure from tragedy, George has taken as inspiration, and it's very much it plays into that of having these speeches, scenes interspersed with these chorus moments where the brain is explored and questions about how brains work and also how the personality comes out of a brain that has been damaged. So there's all fascinating things in there, which I think would work for any audience.
It's very interesting. Very interesting. I have to get there. Find myself. Time and come and see it. Definitely. Did you have? You haven't give the play for the director from the first draft. You have, you wrote it and you give it to the director and some other people to see it and get advice and all this kind of thing?
For sure, yeah. So I think, that was part of where Toby first became involved. Was I think it was the second draft was the first one I sent you.
Sounds about right.
And I think you read 2, 4, 5, and I think we're now on 6. I think this feels right to me.
You still making changes now. You put the actors,
Funnily enough, we were talking about this today. Yeah, there are like a few. The big picture stuff is pretty fixed now, but it's little line edits
little
there
things,
and things that.
It's like a cake, and you just put ingredients.
Exactly, and things that will make more sense in performance. So what made sense in my head won't necessarily make sense once you have people in the room. So I think.
And I think it's those different parts of creation, isn't it? So there's a play that George created, and then there's a play that we drafted, and then there's a play that's been put with some actors, and then there's a play that'll be put in front of an audience, and each one is sort of a different birth of the story.
How long is a play?
It's running at about an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
It's one act, yes?
One act, straight through. Again, similar to Greek tragedies, we have is unity of place and action. Not quite unity of time, it happens over the course of several months.
So the chorus are the actors as well?
Yes. So the chorus sections are, the protagonist of the play, Francis, is a neuroscientist who is treating the Heracles character, I've called Harry to anglicise it. The chorus sections are her explaining what she's doing in some sense and almost trying to justify the choices that she makes.
Okay.
And they kind of exist, like Toby was saying, in kind of this in-between dream type place where she is exploring a human brain. And I think, so that structure, again, like Toby was saying, I think for me, big part of what I tried to do is take that, the ideas of the Greek tragedies, which I love, but say, how do we understand those ideas and how might we bring those ideas to life in 2025 in a slightly different way?
Definitely. So what is your advice to our young, want to be writers?
Well, very fun. Someone else who helped me redraft this play is a very successful actor called Adrian Scarborough. You might know from Gavin and Stacey and The King's Speech and various things. But good piece of advice he gave me was don't get it right, get it written. Which I think is really important because I think, as Toby will attest,
get it written.
Yes.
First, and then get it right.
Get something down.
Yeah.
So I'm putting more colourful language than people refer to a first draft as a vomit draft,
Yeah.
where you've just got to kind of let it all spill
Came
out
out,
of you.
yes, you just put it down
And then you polish it. I think Toby will test, and I've said that the play that Toby first saw on the second draft, the bare bones of what we have now was kind of there, but it is very different. Yeah. So I think my advice is, if I'm qualified to give advice, is just write something.
Yes.
And worry about making it good later.
Yeah, you're right. I agree, 100%. And what is your advice for the young people who wanted to be in this business? I mean, is it, necessary to go to a drama school first?
It's not necessary, but it does help. I think having 3 years to train your voice and your body, but also 3 years to learn from the other people around you, and have that sort of specialised time to committed to that learning is really useful. And I think as a director, it's always useful to understand the actor's craft. So I think that has really informed my directing. But I'd also say that you can just get out there and do it. And sometimes don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Like sometimes you just got to get things done. Yeah. Don't save your ideas like they're like the special wine in the cupboard that can't be opened, because otherwise the wine goes off and it's not useful anymore. Like sometimes you've got to trust that you're a creative person. You've got to get out there and make stuff, and you learn by doing. Lots of us are brilliant in our own heads, but
never
until we
stop
get out
learning.
There, never stop
learning.
Of
yes.
course.
Every new play is a new study, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And it all builds into you. So you're always you're building that up. Stronger and stronger each time.
You giving chance to the actors. I mean, to bring what they have out, and then you correct them or you direct them before they even start. How you work with them?
I always try not to direct them before they've done anything. That's probably more of an error. I think it's different directors will work in different ways. I think there are two main ways in which I try to direct, and one is that I say is a bit like being an architect. Sometimes you need to put in structure so the building sort of is going to make sense, and other times you're like a gardener where you're sowing seeds and seeing what comes up. And you've got to, sometimes some plays need more of one or more of another, and some actors need more of one or more of another. So you've got to, I always try to, within those ideas of how the whole thing has to work, you've then got to tailor what you do to each actor to try and work out what they're bringing and how to make that better, but also how to forge them to something that you're putting together for everyone. So it's always a bit of a 3D jigsaw because of that, where you're like, change this thing that's going to end up over there. But I do think architect and gardener is the main two thoughts.
You already in rehearsals and all this kind of thing, only a few days left, isn't it? You still changing things at the last minute. Maybe last rehearsal you see something, if it was that way it would have been better, and you change it.
If it feels justified, then absolutely. I think there's the best process is a setup to allow for the change that wants to happen. So I tend to think that at some level you want the play to do the work. You want the play to tell you what to do. And if we're always asking that question, then we're always willing to change according to that, rather than force the play in a certain direction. Ultimately, it's about good listening, I suppose, and listening to yourself and your ideas, but listening to the other people's ideas.
Exactly.
And listening to the play. And then I'm very happy to, if I need to change something, then I think the change can happen, because it should feel justified. It should feel necessary.
Okay. So would you mind telling us again where it's going to be and when? And
of course.
We'd be delighted to.
The Cockpit Theater on the 4th, 5th and 6th of August. So that's in Marylebone. You can get your tickets at the Camden Fringe website or at the Cockpit website, and you just need to search for Impulse. The play is called Impulse, and it's at 7 o'clock.
Yes. We are impulse_the_play on Instagram or Impulse the Play on Facebook. So if you want to follow us there and see the updates from rehearsals and all of that, there will also be links to get tickets there.
When can we have our complimentary tickets?
You can have them whenever you want.
Whatever you would like.
You just tell me when.
Okay, I'm only joking. Okay, no, I would like to come and see it. Yes,
No, but
yes.
I would also like to give you
Yes.
complimentary tickets.
Yes, and my chance to see Anastasia as well, you know.
Of course.
Okay, thank you very much for coming here today.
Thank you
pleasure.
so much.
Thank
And
you for having
wish
us.
you all the best, both of you.
And to you.
And I'm sure we're going to meet again. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All the
Thank you
best.
very
All the
much.
best. All the
And to you.
best. Thank you very much. And I have to say a big thank you to you, and thank you to my sponsor, Mr. Melisouris, and Anastasia Lodge, Autumn Bartens as well. And you and me, we're going to meet again next Sunday, okay? Same time. Have a good night.